All right, don't know where we're at, but I have a frame for a golf sim because it showed up today. All it is half-inch galvanized pipe with 2 elbows. These are 10-foot pieces of pipe that makes the frame. And then I bought some of these flanges that I just screwed in with some treated, green treated lumber approved screws, and I tied them up to some 2x6 scrap that I had lying around. So I've got both corners, you can kind of see the rope there, tied in. You can definitely see it here, right? And it's keeping this screen upright. I'm gonna have to adjust the ropes a little bit so it pulls them up a little, but we should be good. And they're just slip knotted around those ropes. And so now I've got to get a screen, that thing, onto here. And I think what's going to end up happening is going to be a little high. So I might have to thread the screen down a little bit so it covers the bottom, or alternatively put a rope or something, or some bean bags or some blocking things on the bottom of that. So I'll come back to when I get to that point, but I suppose this is Golf Simulator 101. All right, so let them see me. So I'm gonna throw this to see what a golf ball will do. Ready? Here we go. That's like pretty frickin' ideal. I can't believe it worked out that well. Now it's just a matter of, is it gonna be enough? And then we gotta get netting all around it. That's what this is for. Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, here's the progress video. Net is secured mostly on this top section. I actually started by putting a zip tie for how high I wanted it here, and I gave myself probably a foot on the bottom. That way if a ball hits into it, it has net to kind of furl out before it slows down and stops. So we should be good there. And then I zip tied it, and I actually ran it through the grommet ties, like those ties that you see on the actual screen. And so what I'm going to do with that is it's actually hooked into the pipe and to the screen. And so in order to prevent golf balls from going in through in between the hole and like hitting the back, I'll just zip tie the actual net behind to the holes that are in the screen. So that should fix that and make it so you can't hit a ball in between those things and randomly get through the actual net. So we should be good there. The other thing, as we've been going, I've actually tightened it out so it actually comes all the way over to here for my cut piece. What I'm going to end up having to do is zip tie connecting, because the net that I got wasn't the exact size I needed. I'm going to zip tie connect the first piece of net to the second piece of net, which is kind of just hanging out down here. They are the same width as far as I'm aware. One might be a little shorter, but it's not going to matter because all of us are right-handed golfers. Sorry, lefties. But this should work out okay, especially because I've got square golf. You see that thing there is square golf with the 3 camera openings. And that's only a one-sided system. So since we're all right-handed golfers, this should work out well. If this net is a little bit more narrow front to back, we should be okay. It's not like a lot of balls are going to go that opposite hand anyway. So lots of zip ties, lots of finagling a net into the place I want, but otherwise it's not working out too bad. The thing I just added was a little hook. You can see the little eye hook on the end of the board. That way I can secure the net with a zip tie all the way to that eye hook. That way I can pull the net as far back as I want it to go, because I want it to cover this like metal plate thing on the wall so I don't get bounced back from that. But we should be good. It's holding pretty nice. It's keeping itself nice and flat on that edge. So I think we've got it. It's just a matter of now that we have a system getting everything where we want it to sit. So I think for the most part it is. And now that I know how to do that over here, I can do the same thing on this side for how much I want to leave, and then run it the same way. I'll go up and I'll go over with the next piece of net once I get to that point. So that's what we got going. We're about halfway there, I'd say. Maybe a little less than half, for the net anyway. So, we'll see you in a few, hopefully. Well, it's coming along. The bottom to top method seems to work well. If you know the height that you want left over at the end, it's really easy just to follow the same net row and go all the way up and tie it in. So that's what I did here, and I've got a lot more left over on the bottom. I plan on using that to cover this chunk. I'll just hang the net off of the screen and it'll flop. But it's a lot of, for lack of a better term, just doing. It's like getting it to the point where you can work with it. And the way that that worked over here is just getting this whole chunk over the side rope. And then once it was over the side rope, we were basically set. I mean, now it should be really easy to tie all of this in. We'll tie it in the top, and then we'll link these together, these two nets together, with probably about a good 6-inch connection with probably 30 or so zip ties. That'll be plenty to hold that and mend it back to what it was supposed to be. That way the length is fixed and we should be good. I mean, even this right side right now is looking just stellar. And I think it's going to work out really good. It's just a matter of now getting this piece of net folded over and connected all the way back to here. And then we'll take the rest of this and pull it up and attach it at the very end when I finally get there. So that's what's up. Hopefully it won't take me too much longer. All right, the enclosure is finished. It was a tad short here on the left, but it's okay. I had another eye hook, and the other net compensates for it, for the extra 6 inches there that we needed. So all right-hand hitters, excuse the ladder, should be just fine. Now I gotta take my mat and set that in the middle, and then try out my square golf. See, I got that in the other day. The last real project, now that this is in, is I have to find something that's gonna cover this bottom chunk. It's not a lot. I'd say it's probably 18 to 20 inches. So there is a decent chunk of leftover net here. I might be able to use that. Had I thought ahead, I actually could have saved quite a bit more than net. You see the spot that's double overlapped here? I think that's a good thing because it'll keep the golf balls out of the light, which is above it. There's probably 12 inches of clearance there. So I'm hoping that works. But if I have to, I can always add a beanbag or something to weigh the net down right there. But we should be good. Everything looks like it's functioning the way it's supposed to. The next step is to hit a few golf balls. I'll probably take my pitching wedge out with my mat and check some stuff out, make sure it works right. And if I blade a couple, I guess I'll just have to play some jump rope with a golf ball. We'll see how it goes from there. I suppose I'll see you in a few. I'll hit a couple and maybe I can have Kate film for me. Okie doke, everything's set up. This is the setup. We got a little 32-inch TV in the short term, and it gives me all these different points of data. Ball speed, I don't know what direction is left, 2 degrees, the angle of how it launches, the backspin, the side spin, how high it goes, how off-center it is, the carry, as well as how much it runs out, and the total yardage. We're in the rough right now. We're playing not an 8-iron. I'm going to change that. So all this is, to change, let me find my mouse. You go in, you click it, change it to pitching wedge, because that's what I'm playing right now, and then we're good.
Ready?
It says ready, because the system is set, and I don't have a projector yet, so I've been using this screen. I'm going to hand this to Kate. And our goal is to swing 50 yards. We're basically chipping into the green on a closest to the pin challenge. So I'm going to give this a decent knock, and then Kate's going to watch the screen after we hit this, and we'll see how close we get. So it gives real good ball flight. It gives you the actual green slopage as we're going. And I'll take the camera back. So it gives you a little bit of everything, and then it gives you all the stats from what you just did. So, the only upgrade that I really could need right now, I need 3 upgrades. And those are probably going to be Christmas presents because I've got all of the other stuff that I need. It's very clear that I need a golf mat. This is a really super old one from a driving range that went out of business, and I went and got it. It was actually in their dumpster. I cleaned it off and used it, and it works pretty good. So I need obviously a new mat. It'd be great to have a projector to actually project on the projection screen. The computer is just fine. This laptop I'm running it on is a pretty old laptop, but it's working well. So the software is not very difficult to run. And the only other upgrade I think I would need is this bottom chunk that's open. I actually just have a string running across the back, and I put moving blankets. But when I used my 3-wood, let's see if you can tell what happened. There are holes through the moving blanket because I'm obviously hitting pretty hard. From what Kate and I were talking about, a 5-iron hits about 100 miles an hour ball speed. A 3-wood hits about 150 miles an hour ball speed for me. So the golf ball was going directly through the bottom of the blankets. It was stopping, but it's obviously ruining the blankets. So I need something stronger. And rather than buying a bunch of extra netting, I may end up cutting off the little chunk that's extra. You can see it hanging back here. I might cut that off and then lay it in front of those moving blankets. So the moving blankets will weigh that net down, and the net will stop that from going through, and it'll stop in front of, rather. But that's all we got. We have a successful Stirlingshire Golf Simulator setup. I just wanted to show everybody how it went, since you guys have been following along the channel for quite a long time. For those of you who are new here, please consider liking and subscribing. And that's all from Isaac and Kate. We'll see you next time, everyone. Peace out.